Shalom Aleichem, everyone. Hope everyone had a wonderful week. I'm recording this now, actually Monday, before Parashat Korach. Yesterday, Sunday, was our end of the year banquet, and as you all remember, from your end of the year banquet is a very, very late night. We were on the roof until about 3 o'clock in the morning. Very, very beautiful night with siyumim, with recollections, and Baruch Hashem, we have finished a phenomenal year, Tavshayin Zayin into Tavshayin Ches. Good number of guys coming back, Shanabed, over 50 it looks like. We have a very big registration for next year, so we're very, very excited where things are at. So I just wanted to share a thought about Parashat Korach, and there's clearly a juxtaposition, at least pointed out by Chazal, by Rashi, in the end of last week's Parashat Shlach, and the beginning of this week's Parashat Korach. Last week's Parasha ends with the mitzvah of tzitzis, and that we're not supposed to, tzitzis are the vehicle, the instrument, to go ahead and help us, Laman Tizkru, to remember the mitzvos, V'asismes kol mitzvosai v'yisem kadoshim elokechem. The mitzvah tzitzis is to help us remember mitzvos. And all of a sudden, in the beginning of this week's parasha, as part of Korach's attack on Moshe Rabbeinu, he actually uses the mitzvah tzitzis as part of his argumentation. And he tells us, again, a very famous Chazal, a very famous Rashi, he says, mitzvahs don't really make a lot of sense. What's his argument? His argument, let's say you have a talis shekula tchelis. The talis is fully tchelis. Tchelis seems to be the ikar of mitzvahs tzitzis. The lovin is there as the backdrop for tchelis. Let's say you have a talis that is kula tchelis, entirely tchelis. Is it chayav in the mitzvah tzitzis? And of course, comes along Korach with the argument, if one string is all you need, then certainly a beggar that is kula tchelis shouldn't need any strings whatsoever. So comes along Moshe and says, absolutely not. That is not the halacha. The halacha is, even if your garment, your beggar is kula tchelis, you still need that single string of tchelis. So what exactly is Korach's argument? Perhaps in addition to attacking the logic of the halacha, but he's arguing something that is in consonance with his agenda. What is his agenda? His agenda is, why do we need a Moshe Rabbeinu? Why do we need an Aaron HaKohen? And if you look at the YouTube video from last year, you'll know that's exactly what I spoke about, is Korach was a bit two-faced. Korach says, why do we need a Moshe? Why do we need an Aaron? But what he really wanted was, he wanted the mantle of leadership. It's not like he was saying, his argument was, Kol ha'eda kula kadoshim. Everyone is kodesh. Lama tisnasu. Why do we need leadership? That really wasn't what it was about. It was his jealousy that he wanted the leadership. But nevertheless, his argument is, why do we need a Moshe? Why do we need an Aaron? We're all kadosh. We're all tcheles. So why do I need a single string of tcheles to highlight leadership? We're all tcheles. You yourself know Am Yisrael is kadosh. So why do we need a Moshe and an Aaron? So his argument was attacking the halacha, but also using it as a vehicle to attack the din. But just to take it a little bit further, why do we need tchelis? What is the magic of tchelis? What's the message? What's it about? Again, last week's parsha into this week's parsha. So Rav Chagai on Shabbos, we had a Shabbaton up north, he shared a very, very beautiful idea. So Chazal tell us, we know what's the magic of tcheles. Tcheles is doma liyam. The color, the hue of tcheles is similar to the ocean. And now you reflect on the ocean, and now the ocean, yam, is doma l'rakia. You're going to reflect on the heavens, on the skies, and that's going to bring you up to the kisei hakavod. So Rav Chagai asked a very, very fundamental question. So tcheles triggers in our mind yam. Yam in turn Rakia, and then Rakia Kisei HaKavod. Why do we need the middleman? If I have tcheles, and tcheles is ultimately the color of the sky, so why do I need to go through Yam and then the heavens? Why do I need the middleman of ocean? Just tcheles, dome, Rakia, end of story. That was the question that Rav Chagai posed. And he suggested the following answer. He said he spoke to some, what's the word? People who study the ocean. Oceanographists or something like that, whatever the word is. So he says, what makes up, you'll notice, you go to different places, the color of the ocean changes and is different depending on different factors. You go to some places it's turquoise, aqua, some places it's gray, brown, and muck. What exactly is the determinant factor of the color of the ocean? So basically there are 2 or 3 different factors. One factor certainly is the contents of the ocean, the dirt, the ocean floor, the minerals that are kind of being churned up in the ocean itself. And then the other factor is the kind of light that is entering into the ocean, the pigment of the ocean, what the sky looks like. If it's a very sunny day, a bright blue day, blue sky day, that's going to affect the color of the ocean. If it's a gray day with less sun, that's going to affect the color of the ocean. Obviously at night when there's no light, the ocean looks very, very different. So it's a combination of factors. It's a combination of the factors, number one, what's on the ground, what's in the water itself, and then what is going on upstairs in the heavens, the light and the color of the sky. So the message of Tcheles, the message of Tzitzis, and perhaps this is another one of Korach's flaws, is the concept of being able to bridge Aretz and Shamayim, to connect this world to the next world. That's the magic of Tcheles. Just to jump from Tcheles all the way to Shamayim, perhaps that's not realistic. The challenge is to go ahead and, yes, the ocean color is determined by 2 factors. What's going on down here, the mineral content, the dirt content on the ocean floor, and it reflects what's going on upstairs. And that's perhaps the key to Tcheles. Tcheles tells us, look at the ocean color. Look at what's going on down here, which is a reflection of both factors. And then that will take you to the next step, to the next level, to the heavens. You can't really skip steps. You can't go straight to heaven. You have to use this world as a jumping board, as a vehicle to reach the heavens. And perhaps that's what Chazal are telling us, is that Tcheles dom le'yam, yam dom le'rakia. And that ultimately gets us to a life of spirituality. But it has to come to the stepping stone of the physical world. Beautiful, beautiful idea, beautiful message. And that transitions to Korach. Korach's in it for his own ego, his jealousy, his issues. He doesn't understand that deep and fundamental dichotomy, bridging Aretz and Shamayim, bridging Shamayim and Aretz. We shall be zoche to learn the lessons of Korach, how to do it the wrong way, and the powerful and inspiring lessons of the Tcheles of Mitzvahs Tzitzis.